Hello guys, Furball the Hammy, your friendly neighborhood hamster is back again for a new Hypixel Skyblock video. As you can see from the title of the video, which you probably clicked on, you will probably notice that this video is about a critique on the impact and effects of pets on Hypixel Skyblock as a whole. Whether is it good or bad, what can be done to improve it further, and whether is it healthy for the game. First and foremost, I think that the addition of the pets are generally great for the game, and I will cover why I think so first, and I have one very good reason for it. The first reason as to why I think the addition of pets was great is because it encourages diversity. It is honestly the main reason as to why I think pets are good. It allows other weapons or armor sets which aren't as good to be given a chance to shine. Let us take the Pigman pet or the Dragon pet for an example. They buffed the Pigman sword and the aspect of the dragons respectively, and before the addition of pets, these two swords were inferior to the 50mm Midas sword. But now with those pets, they can do more damage than a 50mm Midas sword when the pets are maxed, along with the pet's other abilities. Another example for armor sets would be to take the Blaze pet. Why? Because the Blaze pet buffs the base armor to make it a lot more powerful and to cover it for its weaknesses. Not only does the Blaze pet give the Blaze armor even more strength, it also gives it an all-around stat buff which emboldens its defenses to make it way better than strong dragon armor. However, although these pets encourages diversity and usages among endgame armor sets and makes them a lot stronger than the previous strongest armor sets like superior dragon armor or strong dragon armor, it does come at a cost too, which is inflexibility, which is a huge price to pay. Why inflexibility? Because if you wanted the ability to tank damage even more when dungeons does come out eventually with high damage bosses, and you want to use the whale or the turtle pet to embolden your defenses and health, but if you are using a Pigman sword or blaze armor, you have to give up the choice of using other pets to customize your build. Sure, you may be able to do the most damage with your specific pets and your cheaper endgame items, but you can't change your loadout by much, and that will be critical, especially when you just do pure damage, and pure damage alone is not enough, especially in future content. Now, although this may sound like a negative point to make, but the inflexibility is good, because it gives the 50mm Midas, superior dragon armor, strong dragon armor, or even perfect 12 a flexible use of pets, which does make up for the power boost given to the other weaker or cheaper endgame armor sets like Blaze, Frozen Blaze, as well as other weapons like the Pigman sword. And this is what I love about the pets update, because it allows and encourages the usages of other endgame items, which makes it so that no weapon, armor set, or pet is specifically the best. This is what an MMORPG should look like, and I love this direction taken by Hypixel Skyblock. However, despite the praise given, there are still some flaws within the system. First problem I think I have noticed would be RNG problems and the lack of a bypass solution. Now, I think the rare chance to get a legendary Enderman pet to sell to the auction house and to get like 50 million coins is fine, and some RNG is good, but the one massive qualm that I have for this update is that when you use a super enchanted egg to get an epic or a legendary pet, you will get an epic or legendary pet in a 4:1 ratio specifically, meaning that you are 4 times more likely to get an epic than a legendary pet when you use the super enchanted egg. This problem isn't that bad, but when you realize that you can't guarantee yourself a legendary pet, it starts to become a problem, right? While I agree that this will make it too simple to get a legendary pet by just guaranteeing it a 100% chance for a legendary pet with a super enchanted egg, I believe that there should be a way to bypass that RNG but at a cost. For example, if you do get an epic rarity pet instead of a legendary rarity pet, you should be given the opportunity to upgrade your epic pet to a legendary pet with 4 extra super enchanted eggs. Why? Because even if it has a ratio of 1:4 for an epic to legendary ratio when crafted with super enchanted eggs, there will always be unlucky players who can go up to 10 super enchanted eggs without getting a single legendary, while there will also be players who get a legendary on every single super enchanted egg they use. Now, I'm not here to punish those lucky people, but I believe that you should be able to give unlucky people an opportunity to get their legendary pet outside of using the auction house. Although RNG can be fun for the game, and I honestly agree, and it can be rewarding at times, but there should be ways to correct RNG when it does go wrong for unlucky players. And I think that it is unfair to punish unlucky players because it is, after all, an RNG system. They did nothing wrong. And this is why I think my suggested solution is a fair price to pay to correct the problem. Now moving on to the second flaw that I noticed. A second flaw is the pet leveling system. I think it's cool that there are many different types of pets, and with some being combat, farming, alchemy, and whatnot, I think that it is ridiculous of what the pet leveling system expects of you. Let's say you have a fishing pet, right? 100% of the fishing XP you gain becomes pet XP, but only 25% of combat, farming, mining, and other types of EXP you get ends up becoming pet XP. This makes grinding pet XP levels absolutely ridiculous, because who in the right sane mindset will farm pumpkins and sugarcane to get their pet to level 100? It is borderline ridiculous. While combat and alchemy isn't too bad because they are relatively fast to get combat and alchemy XP, and they are also generally more user friendly and are more interesting to grind, the other skills such as mining, farming, and even foraging are borderline ridiculous and impossible to get high levels. Why? Because it makes grinding these pets physically impossible and tedious at best. Like, why would you sit down for 4 hours a day grinding pumpkins just to level up your farming pet? I think that is borderline ridiculous that you are forcing players to do things that they don't want to. So, and on top of that, like, I think it is fine to force players to grind other skills like farming, mining, and even foraging, but you have to make grinding these skills somewhat interesting. Like, the only way to get farming XP is by literally breaking crops. The only way to get XP from mining is literally mining blocks, and the only way for you to get foraging XP is literally by breaking logs. There is no intuitive way of getting it. You don't need to fight something. It is all dead. It's like you yourself are putting an input into the system to break some random ass block to get some XP. Whereas for combat, at least you are interacting with some AI that's attacking you and isn't just a brain dead interaction, you see. And that's why I find it borderline ridiculous. And the best part is that only 1/4 of the XP from other sources will become XP. To even get a pet that's even combat based or alchemy based to level 100 is already very tough by using combat and alchemy XP gain methods. Imagine trying to get a farming, fishing, or even a foraging pet up to level 100 by using other skills. Because the skill that the pet is based on is too boring to even grind in the first place. Why would you even do that? And because of that, I believe that there should be a massive rework on how skills such as foraging, mining, and farming should be gained to give the player a more interactive experience similar to combat when grinding, or to make it 50% of your XP gain being converted to the pet XP when you are grinding for some other skill that isn't related to your pet. But other than that, I think that the pets update in itself has made a great impact on Skyblock, and a positive one nonetheless, due to the diversity it encourages, and it will be a great addition for the game. However, the system itself has some flaws and could use some checks and balances. And with that, I have said my piece. This is Furball the Hemi signing out.